Tēnā koutou katoa. This is Moritz Lehmann of Starboard Maritime Intelligence. Today is the 5th of May 2022, around 11 p.m. UTC, and that is 9 a.m. in Sydney, Australia, and 11 a.m. in New Zealand, where we're located. This is our daily update of Starboard's Operation 18C, where we're monitoring the fishery for southern bluefin tuna in the Tasman Sea. And this morning was awesome. While we were sleeping in this part of the world, Unseenlabs and MDA conducted 2 satellite acquisitions each over our area of interest. And I'm starting this webcast with a regional view of all ships transmitting their positions on AIS. You can see the ships moving as the time slider progresses, and fishing vessels are indicated by red dots. I'm showing this because we will be talking about spotting ships using satellites today. And satellites can detect vessels regardless of whether they're fishing boats, cargo vessels, or any other types, as long as they have the right characteristics for satellite sensors. For example, MDA's RadarSat-2 reliably picks up ships made of steel, larger than 25 meters in length. And in the Tasman Sea, it's an open ocean area. It measures approximately 2,000 kilometers between Australia and New Zealand, which is about 1,100 nautical miles. That's a pretty big area of the ocean, and it can get rough out there. So you better have a big enough boat if you're fishing commercially in that area. Unseenlabs satellite detect emissions from navigational radar, which all ships are equipped with as well. So I'll just give a quick situational update, restricting the vessels shown to be those in our area of interest, and that zooms us in as well to our Operation 18C area in the Tasman Sea. I just changed the filter to just give us fishing boats at the moment. The 3 Japanese longliners that we were following that entered the area a little while ago are still here en route to the southwestern corner of our area of interest. And the Spanish vessel, the Viking Bay, that we looked at earlier, seems to have arrived and started fishing. And this is here in the area where the other Spanish ships are active. You may have noticed in this track that part of it is shown in a dotted line, and this is due to the fact that we did not receive any AIS data over that course here, and that can happen due to faulty hardware on board the ship, or if the AIS transceiver is deliberately turned off, or sometimes there are problems with the reception or processing of the signals. In Starboard, we interpolate the ship tracks between the known endpoints of AIS transmissions and use a dotted line to indicate that we don't know for sure where the ship was at the time. Now, over the last 24 hours, 3 more ships have entered our area of interest here. This one, this one, and this one. We can see that these are all Japanese fishing boats that are probably also heading to the southwest corner here. If we were interested to see where these ships came from, we can hide all the other vessels to reduce the clutter and go back in time, perhaps a month, and update the screen here and zoom out a little. And this gives us quite a nice view of where these ships have been and whether they've been going to the same ports or what they've been up to. So going back in time, you can see that 2 of the vessels have ported here in Japan at the same location and been going back and forth, whereas the other one has been fishing here off Papua New Guinea. And then they made their way and meeting now in the Tasman Sea to fish for southern bluefin tuna. Okay, back to our area of interest. I'm going to unselect those 3 Japanese vessels and zoom in a little closer and also set the time to today. plus 1 day to the end. Now, we've had our data collections today. Unseenlabs. The first scan was collected at 11:05 a.m. UTC. This one is displayed. The results are displayed here now. In total, we've seen 16 radar emissions detected. I'm just going to hide the unmatched detections. Let's just look at the ones that matched. For that, I'll also include ships other than fishing. So we're now showing all vessels in the area. And we can see that that those vessels in the area were all picked up by the Unseenlabs radar emission detection, except for this one here. That one was missed. And then there's another cargo vessel down here that's on transit that has also been picked up. The dark detections are scattered throughout this area. There's 9 of them, and we'll look at them a little closer in the next minute here. But let's just jump ahead in time to the second Unseenlabs radar detection from last night. Again, we have a number of matched detections that are matching to AIS locations. So there's one here, for example. Again, we can click on this detection and see where it is and what it's matching to, in this case to one of the Japanese fishing vessels that's transiting towards the southwest. In this particular acquisition, I believe we have all known AIS vessels in the area matched with an RF detection, but there are also two dark detections that we could not match to AIS. Let's just look at these ones a little closer. I'm going to mark them using our range circles because I want them to stick around, and if I change the time slider, the satellite data will disappear because it wasn't collected at another time. So I'll move this time slider back to our first collection just to see how they relate to the previous dark vessel detections. And you can see that they're not exactly on the same locations. However, they're fairly close. Going again to our measurement tool, you can take out the line measurement, connect these two locations, and the line measurement tool shows us that they're about 110 kilometers, 60 nautical miles apart, and it would take about 5 hours to travel that distance at 12 knots. And the other dark detection up here is fairly close to earlier dark detections. So here we have about a 42 kilometer distance, 23 nautical miles. It takes about 2 hours to get there. So these dark detections are well within the range of each other, given the difference in time that they were collected. In summary, today we've had 9 and 2 dark detections using the radio frequency or radar detections by the Unseenlabs satellites. The SAR data collections near this time are currently being processed, and I will talk about the combined results in the next update. Tēnā koutou for listening. Please get in touch with us if you have any questions or comments, and follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn for updates.